Well, what happens in Vegas could hit adults' video store shelves near you in the not-too-distant future. In the wake of a new law, California voters approved that require adult film actors to wear protection during intercourse. Business has taken a nosedive in the LA area. Take a look at this. The number of applications to make adult films dropped from 480 to just 24 between 2012 and the first 9 months of 2013. That's a 95% decrease. But just because these companies aren't filming in Los Angeles doesn't mean that production has stopped entirely. Many companies are making the move to Las Vegas to conduct business. To talk about this potential exodus from California, I'm joined now by adult film performer Chanel Preston. Hi there, Chanel. Thank you for coming back.
There.
Now, what have you heard about the industry making moves to Las Vegas?
Well, there's actually been quite a few companies that have already moved to Vegas. There's been a couple that have been there for quite some time. And some companies are thinking about moving there now, but haven't really made the plunge yet.
And what about actors? Have you heard of any of them making the move to Las Vegas?
Yeah, actually, there have been quite a few actors that have moved to Vegas as well. I don't really want to move there, so hopefully it won't come to that, but I have heard of the performers moving there.
Have you ever thought about, you said you're not thinking about moving there, have you thought of maybe flying there and filming and then coming back?
I actually do fly there and film there often, and a lot of the companies, when they move there, it's actually cheaper for them to fly performers in versus shooting in LA. So that's a positive part of being in Vegas, is it's obviously a lot cheaper to shoot there.
Are there any other incentives other than cheaper costs and the no condom laws that make Vegas a perfect place for this kind of industry?
Well, right now, they're not enforcing any regulations in Las Vegas, and I personally don't know exactly what those regulations are. And obviously in LA, they are enforcing those, and that's why everyone's going to Vegas. Of course, the question is, when will they enforce that in Vegas? And I think a lot of people are a little worried about moving there because they know that despite everyone moving there, they can still ultimately try to regulate the porn industry there.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions, was what if Las Vegas follows in LA's footsteps? Should we expect the adult film industry to just keep moving because it can't essentially be regulated like some people want to?
Well, that's the truth, absolutely. And I think a lot of people want to stay in LA and help and fight this because they don't want to have to be moving all the time. I mean, that's ridiculous. Uprooting an entire company to a different city is a big deal. So a lot of people want to stay in LA and they want to fight it.
Sure. Now, does this issue come down all to condoms, or is it a bigger issue regarding Los Angeles?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is this issue specifically about the condoms rule in Los Angeles, or is it bigger? Is there anything else that points to this issue of people wanting to leave LA?
Well, obviously, LA isn't being very friendly to the porn industry. A lot of people feel like it's a witch hunt put on by AIDS Healthcare Foundation, and they're trying to make it a statewide thing now. So right now it is to avoid regulation, and also it's expensive to shoot in LA, so if people are trying to go after this and it's expensive, it makes sense for some people to move to a cheaper place that isn't going to try to regulate the industry.
Now, I know proponents of the condom law say that it is safer for entertainers. In 2013, there were 3 shutdowns in LA after several performers tested positive for HIV. Where do you stand on the issue of condoms?
No performers contracted HIV on set. Every performer that got HIV actually got HIV in their personal lives, and the point of the testing system is to keep it from coming in. We will never be able to regulate what people do outside of the industry. Now, some people do feel safer using condoms, but I don't feel like it should be a regulation.
Las Vegas is one of the only places where prostitution is legal. Was this just the natural choice for the adult film industry since there seems to be a more lax kind of legislation there dealing with sex?
Yeah, I'm sure that obviously had a lot to do with it. It's also very close by. It's very easy to fly performers back and forth from Los Angeles to Las Vegas as well.
And what would you personally say to any people from Los Angeles that are watching this, realizing that this business has a big economic effect on Los Angeles and also on California? What would you say to them?
Well, hopefully people can see that there's value in having the porn industry in their city because it does make a lot of money. And I think LA is hurting themselves in putting on these regulations because a lot of people are going to leave.
Adult film performer Chanel Preston, thank you so much for coming in and weighing in on this new possible exodus to Las Vegas.
Thank you.